Sam is stuck. Chapter 6. The quest ends. Sam swims out of the pit. He is glad. They are glad. They jump up and down. They all clap and splash. Let us exit this spot. Let us swim back up to the ship, says Tim. They all grab the string and yank it. Mr. and Mrs. Kent stand by the string on the deck. When the bell rings on the ship, they tug the string up fast. Kim, Tim, Sam, and Gub swim back up to the top with the help of the string. Mr. Kent grabs Tim and Kim's hands. The kids jump on the ship. Miss Kent picks up Sam out of the pond with the net. She brings him to a big fish tank on the deck to rest a bit. Gub stays in the pond. Miss Kent checks on Sam. Does he need a vet? Kim asks her mom. No, says Miss Kent. All he needs is a bit of rest. He will be back in the pond with his pal Gub, the rayfish, in no time, she adds. Sam stays in the tank. He mends as the ship sets back for the docks. Gub will swim by the ship. It is way past lunchtime. Mr. Kent and Miss Kent chops buns and mix them with eggs in a pan on the grill. The kids gulp down their lunch. They run back to the ship to check on Sam. He looks well. Kim brings out the ball from the bag. She casts the ball to pass time. Bud runs and gets the ball. He brings it back to Kim. Kim rubs Bud's neck. Bud likes this a lot. Beck sits on the bench out of the way. Tim spends the rest of the trip, or what is left of it, on the deck. But he does not play with Kim and Bud. He rests on the cot. He has much to think of. What a day this was, thinks Tim. There is no limit to what I can do when I do not quit. When I go for it with all I got, just like I did down in the pond, I will not let things get to me. I will do my best. The sun sets. The flocks of ducks are back from their quest as well. They rest on the pond. It is time for them to go back to their nest. Tim thinks of the shell he got in the pond. It is still in his pocket. Mom and Dad were there to help, he thinks. His mom and Dad are on the deck. Miss Kent sits next to Mr. Kent on the bench. Tim runs to them. He gets the shell out of his pocket. Mom, Dad, I have a small gift for you as a thank you for all you've done for me. He sets the shell in his mom's hand. A shell to think of this trip, Sam and Gub and me. Mr. and Mrs. Kent hugged him and says, this shell will bring us luck. The sunset was not like the rest of the days, says Tim, with a wish that his mom and Dad get what he says. Miss Kent nods. I get that, son. I felt that way as well, says Mr. Kent. Some days are just like that. They shift the way we think. Then on, things are not as they were in the past. In fact, these days imprint who we are. This trip was like that for you. I am glad that I was there with you on the day like this. And I am glad to be your dad. Miss Kent gets up to check on Sam. Kim and Tim are glad that Sam is well. He can go back to the pond and be with his pals, she says to the kids. They look in the pond. Gub still hangs out by the ship. Mr. Kent helps Sam get back in the pond. Gub is glad to be with his best friend, pal. Kim and Tim are a bit sad to let Sam go. They wish for him to be with them until the day ends. But they want what's best for him, and they can tell it is time for him to go back to the pond to be with his fish pals. I wish you a fun trip on your way back, yells Tim. We will miss you, adds Kim. This is the end of Tim and Kim's quest. The quest and the trip ends well. Sam, the codfish, swims into the sunset with Gulp, the rayfish. He and his best pals are off to their next quest.